Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated and you join me as I continue my Flann Sinna playthrough in Ireland. We started in 867, just 11 years have gone by, and as you can see there in the west, Athlone stretches in weird places. In the last episode we managed to declare an independence war and break free from the grasp of our liege, my stepfather, Éad MacNeill, who rode my wife 2 episodes back and got her pregnant, and I hate him. I said I'd start by just zooming way out and seeing what the rest of the world looks like. After just 11 years, Bavaria has gone mad. It's a big lump of stuff. Italy has stretched up. I don't think you can see it here, but Italy has actually stretched up, or it hasn't stretched up, but it has a tiny piece way up there at the top of West Francia. So yeah, that's what the world is looking like. It's not too crazy. There's no like far eastern Poland or anything. Poland hasn't wandered over here or anything strange like that. So I don't think it's anything too crazy. Here's kind of Europe at a closer range. But yeah, we're going to continue today in Ireland with Flann Sinna, who's changed. He's gotten he's taken off his helmet for some reason. I'm not too sure why he's taken off his helmet. He was a soldier. Oh, because he was a marshal in the court of his liege, and he's no longer there. Now that in and of itself, that independence war has caused a bit of insanity, because of course there was a war where some Vikings, these dudes, this babby, this small boy declared war on my overlord, on my liege, for control of Breffni. Now that we have become independent, we're the new target of that war. And yeah. So here's our ally. He's contributed nothing. Here's us. I can't remember fighting these guys. I think we'd won battle against them. And we're at, what are we at? 87% war score, something like that. 83% war score. So this just keeps ticking up. And because we are now the new war leader, we'll be able to enforce our demands at some stage. We're going to gain 150 prestige, and our allies share 75. Either he'll get everything or he'll get nothing. I'm not entirely too sure. So that's going to be a big bonus to us in getting our prestige back into positive figures after our independence war. It cost a good chunk from us. So hopefully, if we can get enough prestige, we might be able to get up to the next level of up to distinguished, which will allow us to declare a war. I was looking at it at the end of the last episode, to declare a war to subjugate High Chieftain Éad. We need to be distinguished, or else we will suffer a penalty in doing so. However, what we could do instead is come down and subjugate Munster. And not alone Munster, but our father's brother-in-law, Cruel MacDunlanna, who of course we hate. We have a rivalry with him because he raided our kingdom. We should have a rivalry with him. There was a rivalry growing because he raided our kingdom and we don't like him. And he desires the Earldom of Desmond. Well, you can go to hell. The Earl of Desmond is a hotel in Tralee, and do you know what? You can have the Earl of Desmond. You can have the hotel after I have taken all of Munster. So if we were to fight him and take Munster, that would give us a title. That's exactly what we want, is a title to contain all of these counties. Why can't I hold all these counties? We need something to contain all these counties that we can pass on to our beloved son Grian Grafador Uí Néill, who will succeed us one day as, hopefully not as Count of Athlone, but as Duke of Munster or High Chief of Munster, maybe even as King of Ireland. We'll continue on with Flann Sinna and see if he can unite Ireland and leave a legacy that he can pass on to his children. Now, we are also in trouble money-wise. I'm not too sure what we're going to do for money. We might need to start attacking neighbouring kingdoms. But one thing we're going to do, we're going to get some stress down. We're going to de-stress a bit. Because here's something that I realised quite recently. We have some prisoners. We come to our court. We come to our prison. We have Scanlon, Scannel, as I insist on calling them. And do you know what we could do? We could ransom them. I don't like executing babies. Oh, we get money. The interaction is no longer valid to send. I don't know why that is. He is alive. Oh, because I'm I'm ransoming him to myself. I don't want him. I want to ransom him to his father. What do I gain? That's great. Well, fantastic. Okay, look. I'm going to ransom the baby to myself. So we can come to his mother. We'll go the long way around. We come to execute. It's an act of tyranny. All subjects. Handy thing is I don't have subjects. I have a court, but I don't really have subjects. We will lose 10% with all of my subjects. We lose 50 opinion with Eloise and her family because we're going to execute her. However, we will lose stress. So Eloise is our wife. She's one of our wives. She betrayed us. She slept with a holy man and had a child. And now we're going to execute her to free up some space. Even though if we marry, we'll end up ending this betrothal, which is something we definitely do not want to do, because this is indeed the daughter of the heir to the kingdom of West Francia, and we want to keep that alliance. Oh boys, do we want to keep that alliance. But for now, we will burn her at the stake. We will burn Eloise at the stake. And we're no longer overwhelmed by stress. Aww. Isn't that nice? And we come to our council. Yeah, a couple of people don't like us, but that's fine. Our wife doesn't like us. I suppose burning your wives is always bad. We can demand her conversion as well. Get her to convert to insular Christianity to make sure that the baby comes up as an insular Christian. That's highly important. And we're also attempting to sway our spy master. Right, I think that's enough talking for now. We will push time forward a small bit and see what the repercussions of our actions are. Saints preserve us. Our wife has converted to Christianity, or to insular Christianity. And you know what? Now that Flann is newly independent from his liege, let's see if there are any good alliances that we can form. So yeah, you really can't complain about this alliance here. Potential alliance to the county of San Diego. Her father is a cartoon version of Don Quixote. And yeah, we're going to send this proposal. It will break our betrothal to Hildeburg, but hopefully we should be able to reform that quickly. I would hope. So we'll send that proposal. So that alliance has been accepted. We now have an alliance with the Count of Santiago. Let's go and see if we can reform that alliance very quickly with the King of the future King of France. And what I might indeed actually do is see if I can arrange a marriage between her and my son Grian Grafador instead of myself. Fantastic. So the marriage will be accepted. Grian Grafador, Uí Néill, and Hildeburg. So this is myself, and this is Louis the Stammerer. He is a real person. And he is the son of... Where's it gone to? His father is King Charles the Bald. So we'll send that proposal. I think there's 2 years of a difference between them. She's 2 years older than Grian Grafador, so that's a better match. And there we have the alliance has been reformed, which gives us the ability to marry somebody else and maybe form another alliance at another point in time. So this is working out very well. So we've re-established that alliance, and we've gotten a new alliance to Santiago, which is going to be helpful to us in deciding what exactly we're going to do going forward. More than likely, we're going to have to start raising raiders and attacking, because there isn't a whole lot left to attack. We might actually have to go and attack Leinster in the next couple of minutes and conquer that, because if we don't, you can bet your bottom dollar that Vikings or Munster, what's the difference? Vikings or Munster are going to be in there, and I'm even wondering what's going on up here. So this is one of the problems of breaking free from Meath. Meath is now unable to defend itself against external aggression. And actually what we're going to see is Meath possibly it's being subjected by Oriel. Now there's a problem. These guys are subjugating Alloch, so they're going to take Meath, which means that they will gain a cause of spell on Athlone. So that's going to be awkward for us, to say the very least. So it's a good thing that we formed those alliances, and we probably need a few more. And now, because of something happening to Ead, I'm not entirely too sure what's just after happening to him, but I have finally been made the cultural head. Let's go and see what I'm fascinated with. So I think for his first act as head of the Irish culture group, that we're going to look at public works. We're going to be... Oh, no, not public works. Sorry, city planning. I had it already selected. We're going to be fascinated by city planning, and we're going to try and actually, in 24 years' time, at the turn of the century, close enough, we should be able to build villages and prayer halls and shrines and trading outposts and buildings that might actually generate money, as opposed to having Ireland as this big empty mess with nothing going on in it. And quite shortly we should see the form of Alloch to these guys. Now they're not that strong on their own, but they do have an alliance to the Earl of Jorvik through the marriage between a countess. So if she was to die, we don't have much of a chance, and we'd have to put a lot of money into that. Or if he was to die, we don't have much of a chance, and we'd have to put a lot of money into that. So our main problem is the fact that there is an alliance to Jorvik. There's not a lot that we can do about that at the moment, unless somebody else comes and starts doing stuff in Jorvik, and it looks like somebody might be. Although it's just a Viking internal war. But yeah, we're probably going to see Meath fall soon. Oh no! So, some rapidly deteriorating situations. Our alliance with Santiago, I keep saying Santiago. Santiago has ended because this guy's just after dying, which is no good to us. I have no idea who this dude is, but whoever he is, we don't have an alliance with him, even though we're married to his sister. So, does the alliance is invalid? We're married to his sister. Do we still have an alliance? We don't. Okay, that's not much good to us. So we were really happy with that alliance, but it doesn't work anymore. So he's just after dying. That alliance is gone, and our kinsman Ead has been taken prisoner by the Jarl of Jorvik, Halfdan, the brother of Ivar the Boneless. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, huh? Riding my wife. Look where it's after getting you now, inside in a Norse prison. I'm not ransoming you. I'm not ransoming you, stepdad. You can go away with yourself. You can rot in there. Because, of course, if he does die at some point in time, it's highly likely that I will become the head of the house. No, it's Donal. It's Donal. I like Donal. Donal is my friend. I don't fully understand how I become head of the house. I presume it's whoever has the loftiest title, and of course he is currently a double duke, and I am a count of lots of places. But yeah, so Donal, his heir Donal, who I like. I've been friendly with Donal. We've had good chats at that party where his dad fell out of a cupboard riding his mare. So our neighbour, he's not my neighbour. Wait, no, he is my neighbour. Has won against your other neighbour. Oh my god, this just sounds like a sitcom or something. In the subjugation war of Meath. So I'm not entirely too sure what's going on here now. He looks to have been released. He still has the High Chiefdom of Meath. He's still Chief of Connacht. And what's this guy? So they won in the war, so I presume they'd be subject to them. Does not look like it. But yeah, the situation in the north of the country is deteriorating rapidly. Now, there's nothing we can do for another while until basically we get up to 100% war score with this little babby that's after attacking us. He still won't accept, even though he doesn't have an army. He can't send his army against us. He's running down the clock. These guys, I think, are involved in the war. That's not going on. It's just a Cold War. And we're at 100% war score. So we enforce our demands. That's going to give us, we get 6 gold. And we get 150 prestige at least. Nice. I don't know what the hell you were doing, you idiot, but there you go. So that's moving us closer to being distinguished, which is something that we want. And we have a perk that we can put into something. Like I said, we're not really going down the Kingsguard route at the moment. We can't even fill we can't even fill what we have at the moment. We might go for strict organization because we are in trouble with controlling counties that we've conquered at the moment. So I think we'll go with that because we do have our marshal. He's another 3 years in Desmond to try and get the situation sorted out down there. Yeah, there's a holy war for Oriel. Okay, so we're seeing the Vikings being driven off the island. That's all well and good, but we are seeing larger British powers coming onto the island that are causing trouble, so that's not great. So, ever since we executed one of our wives and then married our fiancé, or arranged for our fiancé to be married to our son instead, we have an extra spot in the marriage bed chamber thing for alliances. And again, I swore that the last one was going to be the last babby, but I think this is babby number 4 that we'll end up being betrothed to. We're betrothed to 2 babies in Ireland who lost alliances, then to the granddaughter of the King of West Francia. Now she's instead betrothed to our son, but this child will give us an alliance with the Earldom of Dorset. 777 soldiers, and that will make up for the loss of Santiago. So we're going to send that proposal. And of course I was just thinking, if this lad hurried up and died, he should be dead by now. He died historically in 779, or 879, sorry. If he hurries up and dies, and Donal likes us, so there's a good chance Donal will acquiesce in our requests to divorce some of the women that we've married, and we can divorce them instead of executing them. Well, never mind about Donal helping us to get divorce. Donal's dead. Donal has just been killed in battle, I'd say. Yeah. So Alach, I'm not even too sure what's going on up here now. There's a raiding party and he's defending against Upland's Conquest of Alach. So who exactly is Upland? Yeah, they got a big enough army. So that's, yeah, Donal isn't going to be helping us to secure divorce at any time soon. That's a pity because we did like Donal, and this is a different Donal. This would not have been uncommon to have lots of people called Donal. So my half brother is now the heir. I don't know why the hell he's heir and not me. I want to be heir. Make me heir. So speaking of my half-brother, Donal, who's going to be the new head of House Uí Néill, he's just been captured by the King of Sweden in Dunanaul. So I'm not too sure how that looks. And Dag has won that war for the Conquest of Alach. And there you go. Now what does this do? What does this actually result in? So there's Ead. Where is Ead at the moment? He's unlanded. He's wandering. To right he's wandering. And what has become of his titles? Have they been subjected to somebody? With 125 gold, we can create the Duchy of Connaught, which has just been dissolved following Éad's removal as the in Allach. So I was hoping that we would be able to conquer Allach and execute the Divil, but he has lost control. Not Ulster, I don't know where anyone is anymore. The Chiefdom of Allach, and yeah, Éad has lost control and he's out. We murdered his wife. He slept with my wife. We murdered his wife. It's a pity we can't invite him. We can invite him to court. I didn't think this option was here. We can invite him to court. He won't come to court though. Isn't that a pity? I wonder why. No, actually, the last time you came to court... So... yeah, the top of the country's gone mad again. Nothing new, says the man. Nothing new. So it is time, I think, to begin educating Grian Grafador, who's 5 years old, and he is betrothed to a 7-year-old giant who is the granddaughter of King Charles II, and her father will hopefully one day rule as King of France. Oh God, if I've just given the King of France claims on Ireland. I don't think I have. We'll see. Let's educate our son. And how are we going to educate him? Change character. Who is the best military figure? It's me! Of course it's me. So I am a flexible leader, tough soldier, and I hope he doesn't become a sadist or shy. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll educate him for now. Let's send the proposal. I hope I accept. So this is the one thing that I find a bit strange. I'll get rid of these a second. It's one of the things that I find a bit strange. Insular Christianity is the only tribal Christian faith. That doesn't make much sense. Ireland is the only county, or the counties that make up Ireland are the only ones which are Christian, which they're a Christian faith, but they're tribal in the 867 start. So it makes things a bit weird. We've already seen this, the fact that in the baronies, there's nothing in the baronies, because Ireland's tribal. So St. Patrick never built a church in Armagh. Columba, Columkill, never built a church in Iona. There's no churches anywhere. Bridget never built a church. There's nothing. So it's a bit strange. The other major problem about the Irish being tribal is that pretty much they're utterly incapable of surviving on their own. So very quickly, the island has to centralise. And that's what we're going to do now. If we come down here to Leinster, we can see that Poor Old Kinnaid he's been raided by Curul MacDonlina. He's defending in Chieftain Ivor Bradeson's of Dublin's war on Leinster. Now, this is the I think this is the son of Ivar the Boneless. It's the guy in Dublin anyway. So he's coming to attack him. I'm going to see if I can declare war for the conquest of the county. And we don't have the piety. We don't have the piety. It will give us a devotion penalty, however, if we attack as is. Do you know what? I don't give a damn about my devotion penalty. I do not give a damn about that. Because what we basically need to do is we need to save Leinster. Yes, we're doing this for Leinster's benefit. We need to save Leinster. We need to save Leinster from the Vikings. So we're going to raise all our armies. Will we call in some of our allies? Because we are now in a position where we're also hostile with the armies of Dublin. I think we might be able to play this for a second or two and then see. Well, okay, we have 1200. We're fine. Ooh, maybe we're not. What's this? Is this an army? It's a hostile army. Do you know what I should do? I should come over here and look at what the scenario actually looks like. These guys aren't involved in the war. They might just be raiding. They're making their way for Desmond, however. So they are attacking. Are they attacking in a separate war for Leinster? They are. Now, the problem is that if I conquer Leinster, all of these wars, I will become the target in all of these wars. So we are going to have to call in our allies. So Dorset joins us. And what might a bit of France. A small bit of France. Oh, they're actually coming in and attacking me in Leinster itself. Oh, our forces crippled quickly. Which is a pity because Dorset just landed slightly too late. So, we have failed in the conquest of Leinster. It is now under the control of this guy. Yeah, even with our Grand Coalition, we're not going to be able to... we're not going to be able to put together enough troops to take on him. 3,000. So, Athlone ends inconclusively. This is no longer the best course of action. So be it. So we lost some devotion. We lost a chunk of stuff there. Okay. So that has further complicated matters in Ireland. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Last time she was pregnant, it wasn't ours. So matters have deteriorated in Ireland slightly. What's after happening here? So Katrina's educator has died. War inconclusively. We have a new bishop. Okay. So this guy is, I presume he's a monk. He's in the monk's robes. I do like this. There he is. He's a monk. It'd be awesome to see Celtic tonsure if these figures were had Celtic tonsure. Which is an absolutely crazy style of tonsure. Well, there's debates as to what it did and didn't look like, but I would love to see them with Celtic tonsure monks in CK2 or CK3. So we have another son, which is great and awkward. This son is a brother to Green Grafador, Uí Néill. Now this is awkward because of course this is going to lead to the split of our counties unless we can get a title before that. So at the moment he's being named after my father. I think, yeah, Uí Néill to counter the fact that my other wife had a son called Uí Néill, but with Éad. So yeah, we'll go with Uí Néill. So we probably should be told about the fact that we're going to lose some territory? No, maybe not. I actually do need to see what the succession laws. And of course here is my treacherous wife. She's given us a son that she's called Geralt. Not the most common name. Look at that. Known criminal. Your head is going to be removed. No, you won't be beheaded. You'll be burnt at the stake, I think. She's given us a son. Now, finally, she's given us a son. Yeah. Grow wise and strong, my son. This isn't going to help you. I need alliances, and you can't offer them anymore. So we have another military trait. Again, courtship isn't great. Dread gain. Controlled territories defend their advantage. I think we're going to need that. Naval speed, effectiveness. Much of the stuff over here isn't of brilliant value to us just yet. Movement speed. Do you know what? We were in trouble with movement speed at one stage. Movement speed could have helped us greatly. Now things have gotten worse. The The Vikings, who've taken Leinster, are now attacking for Ossory, from what I can see. Let's see, where do... we'll come to here. So Cruail Mac Donlanna has finally died. And now, yeah, they're fighting for Ossory. So if that happens, what'll basically happen is that Munster will have been weakened to such a state that we will have to move in and take it. There's not much that that can be done at that point in time. When Leinster succeeds in taking Ossory, we will have to declare an immediate war for the subjugation of Munster, which I should be able to do. We're going to get a penalty. So we need to have that level of distinguished, first of all. I think we'll get to that. That should be fine. We have a couple of claims that we can push. What are her claims? What does she have claims on? Oh, we could push her claims on those. Yeah, but we need the actual title itself. We actually need... You see, if we carry out the subjugation, we take his primary title, which is Munster. And that's what we need. We basically need a free title instead of trying to pay money to get one. Let's go, while the rest of Ireland is burning, let's go on a hunt. Also, Rurik has taken Ossory. So we need rapidly to get enough prestige that will allow us to declare war on Munster. So we return home in disappointment with prestige, and the hunt ends. And we have that level of distinguished, even though we are now wounded, and we're no longer wounded because we've lost that trait. We now have that level of distinguished. Look at this, my glory is widely known. I'd say, yeah, and my wife's actions are widely known as well. We can now declare war for the subjugation of Munster. Doing so, however, will cost us a fame penalty of 500. So we will go straight back down to not being famous anymore, or not being distinguished. Our glory will become unknown. However, we're in a position where we have 3 sons and 4 counties. The entire kingdom is going to be cut up. I don't think there's anything that we can do to add 100 prestige in a short space of time. Let's try one thing. Let's try one thing very quickly. And we do need to be quick, because if... let's hold a feast. We might get... we won't lose stress, but we might get prestige from it. So let's see if we can get prestige from this. So welcome, my friends. Poor Flann, he's putting on his best smile. He's trying to welcome people. He's trying to talk. He hates this. He's going to become stressed. We have another son. Ooh, Onmara. Who is this guy? Let's give him an ancestor's name. Not Flann Sinna. Kukurka. I do like Kukurka. Fergal. Muracha. Fergal again. Donacha. Kukurka. I think we have to go with any name that has Ku in it. The Hound of Kurka. Yes. So now there's a county for each of my sons. Ooh, this is getting awkward. My lord, the wine. We cracked open the next barrel. It has gone bad. It has all gone bad. The feast is still raging, but without drink the mood is sure to dwindle at a cruel pace. Oh, we have to spend money, don't we? Yeah, or else we spend prestige, and that's why we're having this, is to get prestige. Oh, this is going to be an expensive day at the party. So we gained 150 prestige. That gives us enough that we can now immediately, like, we're hunting people out the door. We're just screaming at them, get out, as we're putting on our swords, putting on our armor, and heading for war with my cousin. I am kind of sorry to do this. No, I'm not. We have declared war on High Chieftain Dungal. The poor kid. It has not been going well for him. We will march immediately on Thomond. We should be able to pull this off without bringing in any of our allies, unless the Vikings declare a war in the middle of this. The Devils could too. And here we go. Here we go. 5,000 troops to conquer the Earldom of Athlone. We're not in a position to... We might actually have to lose Athlone. We might have to give up Athlone to the Vikings. If they have 5,000 troops, there's nothing we can do about that. We have subjected Munster. We will enforce our demands. So we're now the High Chief of Munster. You'd think I'd be more excited, wouldn't you? But we're in a bad position at the moment. So Dungal becomes my vassal, which means that I gain his primary title as the Chief of Munster. Our soldiers are up to... Yeah. We're pretty much in a position where we can't do a huge lot. If they want Athlone, we might have to surrender it to them. The moment of our greatest success, also possibly. The moment of our greatest disaster. We have just managed to establish our hold on Munster. And now our capital of Athlone is under attack from the Vikings. The one thing that we have always feared. We need alliances. And we have an alliance to Dorset and to a prince of West Francia, but at the moment he only has 600 troops under his command. Let's see, is there anything that we can do rapidly to sort this scenario out? Right, well, what have I done to secure the faith of Ireland? What have I done? I have married off all of my children, including marrying off my 4-year-old daughter to the 68-year-old Norse ruler of Oriel. And he has joined my war on my side. Now, the Vikings attacking me have gotten more reinforcements on their side. They're a good bit back. But as you can see, I have made alliances all throughout Europe, and I have managed to build my coalition up from 1,500, which is what I had at the start. I'm now up to 6 allies. Now, I don't know how many more allies the king of this area, Gardariki, I think, is going to call in. He's got, I think this is his land. That's his own realm. That's his own realm. And of course, he has this realm here. But I have made alliances all throughout France and here. And we've invited them, so we have a European-wide war. An East-West war. And we're seeing for the first time, after all the trouble that they have caused, the Vikings are being called into a war on the side of the Irish. Flann Sinna, forced to marry off his daughter, well, to organise a betrothal between his daughter and a very old man who will most likely die before the marriage comes to fruition. So it's fine. But we're seeing that a grand coalition is being created. This is the largest army that will ever be assembled in Ireland. Anyway, I think on Ireland's side. The other bad news is that Mauri has just been captured by the Isles as well. So that's been lost. That would have been Ead's old allies before I killed numerous people to break down that alliance, but this is what the war looks like at the moment. The Gardarician conquest of the Earldom of Athlone, the capital of the new chieftainshipdom of Munster. And just as, look, they even gave me, I got an achievement, and they even gave me a little hat with the top cut off of it to wear. I don't know what that is, because we didn't have crowns in Ireland. A little hat to wear, or a belt to wear around my head. And I don't even have time to celebrate, because just as he would have been coronated as King of Munster, they would have cut a ceremonial branch, or a branch from the sacred tree of the Uí Néill, and bestowed it upon him as his regal wand. Just as he was about to take that, this war has broken out. So, in the next episode, we're going to deal with this absolute insanity and see if Flann Sinna can hold on to power in Ireland. At the very least, all they're fighting for is Athlone itself, the capital of Munster. It's now the capital of Munster, but we want to hold on to that. We don't want to give that up to them. So hopefully, all of our allies have been called in. They've all answered the call. You can see all these blue areas that are coming to defend us. Hopefully, in the next episode, I will be able to defend Athlone and not give up any land, and possibly even use this coalition to, in future, take back the areas that the Vikings have taken in the southeast of the island. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you will join me on the next one.